welcome back if you're returning. If you've been in the stores, you'll have seen a combination of fall decor, in some cases Halloween decor, and in some stores there's even Christmas in July. And I've noticed some YouTube channels have started to sort of run with these themes, which are really cool. But today I'm going to stick where we are at the moment. Let's live in the moment for a change, and I'm going to be celebrating summer in all its glory, and I'm going to show you with some thrifted items and some stuff from my stash how to create your own toile. So let's get started. I've thrifted this, I guess it's supposed to be an ornament. I've turned it over, it was $2, and I'm using the opposite side and painted it white, and I'm going to try and reproduce my own version of a toile print. So the stamps that I've got are ones that I picked up years and years ago in the UK, but you can use, if you get your hands on IOD stamps, they're amazing. You can do any of the stamp companies that sell them. The Dollar Store sometimes has them. Amazon, and I think Temu has as well, and not everybody's keen on shopping Temu, and I understand that. So the three that I've got 4 or 5 here, and I'm taking 3 and creating a little scene when I put all these little stamps together. So I've got a river with a boat and trees, I've got a house with trees and a river, and I've got a river with just the trees, and I'm grouping them together. And I'm going to situate them on the board so that I can repeat them throughout the board, and this gives me the look of either, when you have wallpaper and you have the repeated pattern, and that's exactly how the toile fabric is. But with the toile, it's more of a scene that's been recreated, usually historical, but it's people with typical French country scenes that are printed on fabric, and then obviously that's what the names come from. So I've painted this board white, and what I've done is I've taken the 3 stamps that I've got and just put them randomly on the board. I didn't like that, so I painted it white again, and then decided to take the same 3 stamps and situate them together to reproduce, like I said, a one single picture. And then I'm going to, in a random pattern, put these all over this Christmas, I guess a Christmas ornament round. That's what it is, but it's going to be for my front door. And I'm going to try and reproduce the look of almost like wallpaper. So you can see here I've taken different stamps and put them on like on a repeated pattern, and then I've taken other little stamps that I've had, these I've picked up from the dollar store over the years, and I've just put those on as well, and then I'm trying to almost make it look like wallpaper, a repeat pattern in the wallpaper. I put these little butterflies on, I didn't like them, I painted them out and did something else. So it's really easy to do. Once I found the pattern that I liked, I covered it with 2 coats of waterproof Mod Podge, and then I decided I would like to add some floral bits to this. So right on the bottom I added a little bit of the lavender, and I'm doing it on the top as well. I also have a little bit of greenery, a little bit of florals, and a little bit of ivy, and I'm going to take some ribbon, add a little bit of ribbon. I'm not sure if I'll add the ribbon to the bottom, but I will add it to the top so I can hang it on the front door. My original front door hanging, which was the picture frame with florals in, we had such a most terrific windstorm. It blew it off and broke the picture frame, because I don't know about you, but we've had the most unusual weather. We've had a hell of a lot of flooding. Luckily we were okay, but certain areas, especially in the greater Toronto area, have had some horrific problems with flooding, and we've had high winds, hot weather, cool weather. It's been really strange, but I digress. So this has been something, this ornament came just at the right time when I found it, and I thought I can decorate one side of it with this toile and the lavender for the rest of the summer, and then once the fall comes around I will turn this over and redo it in a fall theme. So that will be coming up in the future. This next little tray was 25 cents from the thrift store. I gave it 2 coats with white chalk paint and then got my stamp pad out again. With different stamps this time. I gave a central picture in the middle and then went all around it with little pieces. I also used the stamp pad just to touch up the little beaded areas around this little tray. I gave it 2 coats with a waterproof Mod Podge, and this to me looks as very similar to any transfer plate that you might buy anywhere. It's not perfect, but I like that look. I mean, I could have gone over it in a couple of areas, but honestly I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So this time I have white tissue paper. So this is a white 1-ply tissue paper, and if you think of decoupage papers, that's pretty well what we're making now. So I'm going to do the same pattern as I did on my door hanging, but I'm going to reproduce it on this tissue paper, and then I'm going to use this tissue paper then as my decoupage paper. So I'm doing the same here, and as you can see I've put the ink on the first one and printed it twice, and the second printing is really quite light, so it's probably better just to restamp, put ink on every time you stamp. But as I said, I'm reproducing the first pattern that I used on the door hanging. Once that's done, I'm going to cut this into pieces, and then I'm going to use this as the decoupage, as my decoupage paper. You could also do this on fabric. I have some really nice yellow fabric that I would really like to do this on, especially with this blue print. This blue print is actually made for fabric as well. Not all of this ink is used for fabric, but this one is one that I picked up at a craft store a little while ago. But depending on where you get it from, it can be for wood, it can be for paper, or it can be for fabric, or it can be all of the above, which the ink that I'm using is good for paper, it's good for wood, and it's good for fabric. It also comes in different sizes. I've got it in black, and I've got it in red, and I've got it in blue, but I'm sticking with my blue theme today because that's the more traditional colours for toile. But as I said, next time I'm going to use this blue ink on a yellow background, which I thought would be lovely in my living room. I've changed up the stamps again. These are little acorns, and I'm just filling in some of the blank areas with the acorns. As I said, once I'm done, I'm going to cut this up and I'm going to decoupage it onto my next project. Paper's ready to go, and this is a little plate that I've had for ages. It's already been used for another project. I'm giving it 2 coats of the white chalk paint, and then I've got the tissue paper, and I've just gone around the pictures and the writing that I did with a wet paint brush, and this gives you nice torn edges that help you to blend when you put these on your projects. It just looks so much better. Once this is done, I'm going to give a layer of Mod Podge onto the plate and then a layer on top of the paper. Then I'm going to add in the little pieces of writing, one at the bottom and one at the top. I'm going to take just a damp cloth, and I'm just going to highlight the raised areas just to give it that more of a vintage look. And this is the finished piece. You can see the pewters come through a little bit where I've wiped it down, and I think this definitely has the look that I was going for, and I'm very pleased with how this one turned out. So I picked up 2 little cherubs for $1 and 4 candle holders for $2. I painted them with white chalk paint. I kept 2 that are aside, and I'm going to use the candle holders for something for a Halloween craft. So I've painted a candle holder and the little cherub in the white chalk paint, and then I'm going to put them together with a little bouquet. So I've grabbed these florals and I'm just going to stick them all together with a little piece of a leaf that fell off. It's just going to keep them in one little bundle. Then they're going to go into the place where the candlestick would go, and then I'm going to glue the little cherub to the front, and then I have 2 little foam roses that I'm going to add in as well. Now you can change out these florals. You can put roses in. I think there's some in the for Valentine's Day they'd look really cute with little red roses. They'd look so pretty, and then a little candlestick. But you could change these out and put any flowers in and really change the look of them, and I thought they'd look really nice on a summer table setting. Next little cherub came in a grab bag that I had a year ago with Christmas ornaments in. I've kept this. I've cleaned it up. It had some stuff stuck to it. I took the little gold hanger out of it, given it a coat of Mod Podge, and then added my homemade Toile tissue paper. Getting it into all the little nooks and crannies, and then going over it with a second coat of the Mod Podge. I've added in some black ribbon, and this I think would make a really lovely Christmas ornament if you had a French country tree, and if you could get hold of more of these and add all different colours, the papers and the ribbons, they would just look lovely. Well, I had to do it. I made a little Halloween spooky house. So I found this for 25 cents, and I was determined to make a little spooky village this year. So I pried out the little watch face, painted it all black, then went back in and painted in the windows with gold paint, and then I painted the greenery. I painted in with autumnal colours. I then drew a little circle at the size of the clock face and made a little moon face and stuck that in, and then this is going to be the center of my little Halloween village, which I'm going to be making obviously closer to Halloween, but I thought it looked rather cute when it was finished. Oh, my little pumpkin witch. I saw her, she was $1, and I thought she would make a perfect little witch. So I cleaned her off, painted her with 2 coats of the black chalk paint. I had a little pumpkin that came off a little wreath that I had picked up ages ago. I wanted to make her a little witch's hat, so I got some fairly decent substantial card stock, and I made her a little witch's hat, painted it black, and then stuck it on top of her head. And then I found my little pumpkin, I sort of smushed it in one side where I could glue it to her hands, and I have myself a little witch holding the pumpkin. Again, another little perfect piece for Halloween. wanted to show you a couple of things that came in with a recent haul. I found these little boots. They're so cute. They're only small, but I thought they would make perfect witches boots. I've been looking for something like this for a while. I'm going to dye them black, and I'm going to add a piece of a curled toe to the front. So look out for that for an upcoming video. That's going to be my witches boots. I've also found that the little candle with the pumpkin, little gold pumpkin on the lid. There's no candle in it any longer, and this little pumpkin screws off, so I'm going to have to think of something. I think I'm going to come up with a cloche idea for this, but you'll have to stay tuned. So in the meantime, I'm going to leave you with the pipe band that was rehearsing in our local park, and it was such a lovely summer sound to hear. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm so sorry, I had a copyright issue, so I had to take the bagpipes down. See you next week.